Hello everybody and welcome to Innocent Just Plays Hearts of Iron 4 as Italy. We are following the tutorial over here and it is time for us to unpause and declare war on the dirty Ethiopian dogs. We are trying to form a better colonial empire. Let's increase the speed a little bit and unpause. You can press the space key to unpause, but also if you have a pause break button up to your top right of the keyboard next to the print screen, it will also work. And you can see our divisions are immediately engaging in battle. Some of them are going well, which is seen in the green, and some of them are going not so well, which is seen in the red. Yellows you see sometimes as well, which means they are evenly matched and I'm not sure who will win. The number that you see is the percentage of the battle being completed. And once it reaches 100%, you win the battle, and once it reaches 1, or pretty much 0, you will have lost the battle. We can also zoom into the battle itself, and you can see our divisions on the left, their divisions on the right, and how the battle is going. And you can see that in the north things are going much better than in the south, even though we were in the south stronger than the enemy. And the reason why I attacked in the south, knowing that this would happen, is mainly to keep these guys busy as well. I don't want them to run to the north where things are going so well. Keep them pinned down and make these guys run down to Addis Ababa as soon as possible. So let's take a look at the Ethiopian war screen. This is a war screen and shows you how war is progressing. Italy started war with Ethiopia, but you don't have to worry about it right now. Oh. Well, we do worry about that right now, because this is the progress towards capitulation. You can just see it jumped to 1% because we conquered one province. We need to control more of their victory points to make them capitulate. They control 98% of the victory points and will capitulate when it has 30 or less. Every province is worth 1 victory point, but Addis Ababa is worth 5 victory points, which is quite a lot more. And I think at least everything is worth 1. It could be that it's only like this, only the cities are 1. I'm not sure actually, but we will be able to find that out. And therefore we want to conquer Addis Ababa itself as quickly as possible, because it's worth a lot more victory points than any other province that they have. But we are making progress at least. We can minimize this screen for now. It will pop up right over here. And we have a new alert. We are missing equipment production for fighters and a close air support. So let's go to the strategic air map mode. We are fighting in East Africa, which has a green border because we have air superiority. But unfortunately we are losing some fighters. One accident has happened because we have some equipment reliability problems. Like, equipment is not guaranteed to always be perfect. I mean, an engine can malfunction and there's a 20% chance that it happens, and it did happen so far. Same goes for here and here. So we are losing some planes and we don't have any replacements for them at the moment. That's fine, we don't mind that much right now. We just mind mainly the ground warfare here. The planes are a nice extra addition. And you can see them here. Right now, let's see, we have someone over here. Well, this will help. Currently I have 0 planes supporting because it's night and they're not fighting at night. None of them has been shot down, and they've been dealing 10 damage to the army while receiving... they are dealing 10 damage to the army's organization and 5 damage to their strength. And if we wait a little bit, we will be able to see some planes probably supporting them. Right, you can see now there are 9 planes supporting them. And we have air support, and that will let other divisions fight better. And we can see here our soft attack is modified by air support and gives us a plus 2.2% bonus. And you can see they are still dealing damage. So now, because we captured this region as well, our troops are a little bit more spread out, and he feels like it's not wise to make the attack over here. This guy is moving over there. Oh no, he was actually moving there already. So this guy is moving over here to lend some extra support in the attack over here. The ally is pretty competent in lending support in fights and everything like that. But I want to do some manual supporting as well. I want you to go help over there. We have some divisions in reserve, because there is a limited amount of divisions that can fight. Right now we have a 2% chance that any of these two divisions will attack over here. And because this is mountain, the attack will be less efficient, because, well, divisions find it difficult to fight in the mountains. But it's generally wise to attack from multiple sides, so that you can get a stronger advantage in attacking from multiple directions. And we have now 5 divisions fighting, and the terrain is making them more difficult, and they are having a river crossing as well, but we are beating them down. And we are also launching an attack already on Addis Ababa. Right now these guys are completely surrounded. Should we win this battle, they have no place to retreat, and they will be removed from the game completely. They have also an encirclement penalty, because, well, nobody likes to be surrounded. And on top of that, they also are in low supply, because there is no supply coming through to them from here. So in general, if you can, you should definitely try to surround your enemies, because first of all, you can destroy them completely. Second of all, they will have an encirclement penalty, and third, they will have a low supply penalty. Some units will be better at fighting in low supply than others, but in general nobody likes to fight in low supply. And these guys are still fighting their battle, but in the meantime we are almost taking Addis Ababa itself. 89% until the victory. And you can see one of the divisions already died, and now it will be gone forever. Poor Ethiopia. And there it is. Ethiopia has surrendered. We took Addis Ababa, and with that we dropped their victory point control low enough to make them surrender. And then you get this. The victory screen, or the peace screen. We are making the Treaty of Addis Ababa. Ethiopia surrendered. You have won. You can now make demands during the peace conference. Oh, that's how it calls. We recommend that you choose taking all states. Each demand you make will increase world tension by a certain amount. The higher world tension is, the closer you are to a world war. Some countries have certain diplomatic actions locked until world tension is high enough. Read more in the hint below. World tension is a measurement of how heated the game has become. Certain countries may have certain diplomatic actions locked until world tension is high enough. Generally speaking, Axis power wants the world tension to stay low, to prevent democratic countries from intervening, while democratic countries want world tension to be high so they can intervene. Declaring war, justifying claims, annexing territory, completing certain national focuses are all examples of actions that might increase world tension. The higher the world tension is, the closer you are to a world war. Don't show this again. I will show the world tension after this peace conference. So they are saying, like, you should annex them by taking all the states. I do agree. We can also, like, click it manually, because they only have one state. And if they have multiple states, we will be able to click on all of them. You can also puppet them, which will make they will stay a nation their own, but they will be following our ideology, and they will follow us in war wherever we go. But we just want it for ourselves. We're gonna end our turn, because if there are multiple people that were at war with the country, they will also have a chance to claim some of it. And then, well, we got what we wanted. We take Ethiopia, and there's nothing left to take, so we can't make any other demands. So we're done. And we have finished the Treaty of Addis Ababa. Italy took one state, Ethiopia was the next, and we seized some infantry equipment. You are victorious, and the war was over, and Ethiopia has been defeated. During peacetime, you may want to transport troops across the ocean to redeploy them to different locations, or perhaps prepare for war. Now that Ethiopia has been defeated, you do not need so many divisions there. Select 4 divisions and move them to the highlighted port by right-clicking the province. So, 1 is there already. I got 2. And, well, 3, 4. 3 and actually one of these 4 will make 4. I do not completely agree with them, but let's humor the game for a bit, shall we? Well, the rest of you, I'm gonna put you... You can move over there. Let's speed up a little bit. And now we have some inefficient resources again. The oil, he's complaining about it. Well, I still don't really mind. Click, right click, and it's away. And some equipment is needed for division reinforcements, some artillery. Because we had some people fighting with artillery, or they are losing some in attrition, because we are losing some attrition. So they need some artillery. Mainly this guy. This is the only guy that had some artillery. So I think it will be time for us to start producing some artillery. Let's remove one from the infantry equipment and let's start building some artillery. There we go. Another complaint dealt with. And we can also look at our recruitment screen. You can see that this is almost completely filled with equipment right now. But it's just missing a little bit of support equipment. Though the training is not nearly far enough ahead yet, so he should be absolutely fine. The equipment that we captured from Ethiopia will definitely help with building these guys. And this guy is almost here as well, and soon we will finish this. Alright, to transfer troops between 2 friendly territories, troops must be standing in a port. Select the unit standing in a port and right-click another port in Italy. Let's go to here. You have completed the guided part of the tutorial. You can continue play as Italy if you wish. Read the FHQ in the Italy or the Italy playthrough if you find yourself having difficulties. The help button in the top right will allow you to access the FAQ at any time. We're gonna continue with our Italy game. Now I'm not gonna send these guys home to Italy. If I can, well, we can't do it while it's being transported. What we're going to do is make a line over here and put all these guys on that line. And that will override their transport rule. And the way I do that is just select them and right click, control, hold control, and then click to assign it to this line. Because we want a strong presence here in the Africa so we can fight the United Kingdom. Let's make some more front lines, shall we? We have a group of units over here and I want a front line towards Yugoslavia because we might do something against Yugoslavia eventually. And I also want a front line over here against France because I have a feeling that we might get into a war with France eventually. There are some troops over here as well and I'm going to assign them to the Yugoslavia line by just selecting them, right clicking on the front line, and it would automatically assign them to the army group. We have also some units here in Italy, Africa, but we're not going to bother with them yet. We'll get to them later. Now let's unpause and see our progress. This is the political screen, and this is where you can access things like your country's national focus, ideas, laws, and more. Political power, that's this, represents your country's ability to reach its political goals. Hiring advisors, justifying claims, or guaranteeing independence are all examples of actions that require political power. Ideas provide your country with bonuses in different areas, but it also costs political power to activate. So right now we're making progress towards the Ethiopian war logistics. You can see that's almost done. But since we've won the war in Africa, a new one has also become available, and that will provide us with many new options. We will look at that in 3 days when the Ethiopian war logistics idea focus is done. The remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory close to the French border. It's in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered the German soldiers on, while the diplomatic reaction from France and Britain have so far been muted. It's no more than Germans walking to their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed. It's worrying. So we finished our Ethiopian war logistics. Alright, let's pick a new thing. So we can go now for triumph in Africa, because we have won the war in Africa. Failure in the first Italo-Ethiopian war has been a stain on Italian honor for 40 years. By achieving victory now, that stain will be removed and the strength of the iron will of fascism will be proven. We will gain some national unity out of that. And what is national unity? National unity is the number over here, which at the moment is 65%. And it will show how much of your territory the enemy needs to occupy before you will surrender. So remember that we had to take a certain amount of victory points from Ethiopia before they surrendered. They had a national unity of 70%, because once it dropped below 30%, they would surrender. So for us, if we would be in war with somebody, it will look like when we would drop below 35%, we would surrender. And this will increase our national unity by 20% to 85%, which will be really strong. And it will unlock a lot of things. We can make claims on Yugoslavia or try to befriend them and make them part of the Axis. If we should join the Axis, at least we could make them fascist. And that would lead to more, like befriending Bulgaria or in the Albanian occupation. And we can go for Italy first, which will mean Italy will be going his own way, trying to make his own faction, or go with a Pact of Steel, which will mean we're looking for closer relationships with Germany. But first, I think we should focus on our industrial effort and try to get this extra research slot before we make things over here. This will lead to land expansion and will really be really powerful for us, but our industrial effort and research slot are more important at the moment. So let's keep doing that first. Alright, let's unpause the game and keep going. So now in the logistics screen we can see how much we need. We need 6,000 infantry equipment. That's a lot more than we produce at the moment. You can see it's for deployment and division reinforcement. That's also because some of our units are suffering from attrition right now because, well, some of the supply is not good enough maybe? Or maybe it is the terrain. But once they are at this border, things will look better for them. And we have a free military factory, so we should definitely assign that to do something. The artillery is now completely filled, and I'm really happy with that actually. There was only a little bit of it needed for the reinforcements, but having it filled is really nice. I'm gonna put an extra factory on the support equipment right now, because we're gonna need a lot of it in the future. And you can see that the amount that we are producing is going up because we're gaining more production efficiency. And that's why production efficiency is really good in the technology as well. We are gaining basic machine tools which will allow us to get a higher production efficiency cap. And we will reach that cap sooner rather than later. It is worth noting that since this is a tutorial, we are playing on the so-called recruit difficulty, which is the easy mode, which will lead us to having a higher production efficiency cap and a faster research time. If you play on a normal or hard difficulty, the numbers might be a little bit off. But since this is just an introduction game, I'm gonna keep playing this way. I don't want to start over a new game on the normal difficulty, and it will gain us bonuses. It makes the game easier, because it will literally mean you will be able to produce more, and production is pretty much the limiting factor usually to how strong you can become. Another limiting factor is manpower. And we have finished our first research, the electronic mechanical engineering, which will lead us to even faster research. And we're gonna keep going in that electronic engineering category to mechanical computing, which will give us another 3% bonus on research time. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Next episode, we'll hopefully see our first divisions being laid down in the field, increase our industrial base with industrial effort, and perhaps plan for the future. Where do we go next? But that's all gonna be in the next episode. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.